the danger zone.
EG's Pumas, of course, are
Nailed it.
Red Terran band spawning in the left bottom side of Daybreak, while TSL Hyun is our Zerg spawning on the right top side of Daybreak. Ben, this might sound like a ridiculous thing, but do you think that if you play so many online tournaments where you will play against quite good players without a shadow of a doubt, but they are not as good as Puma. Players like Puma you won't often face in cups like Play-In.
Kevin, there are great players. There are very strong players that participate in Play-Ham on a daily basis. Puma is never going to sit down and play in a Play-Ham. Dongregu, MC, Nesty, I mean, champions, Stefano, Naniwa, these guys are not going to waste their time. And okay, I don't want to say that. No. Play-Ham's certainly not a waste of time. It's a great tournament.
It's a great way to get exposure and make a name for yourself.
It's the kind of breakout tournament. This is how you make that name for yourself. This is how you make that step to the next level. Hyun is in the process of making that step. The problem for Hyun is standing at the top of that step is Puma and his size 32 boot that he's sticking right down Hyun's throat.
32 is really not that big. You know that, right?
It is in American sizes,
yeah,
bro.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No.
Bro. European sizes don't count. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here.
No, you're bad. No, but Ben,
you're like your shoe is like a size 10.
Yeah, I know, it's like 11.
Yeah, so size 32. Imagine that.
No.
It's freaking clown shoes, man.
32 is 10 sizes smaller than my 42, which I have normally. Anyways, man, what I try to say is, if you play so often against players that are good without a shadow of doubt, but perhaps not as good as the likes of Puma, do you think that perhaps you're going to get used to strategies that might work against them, but not against the likes of Puma?
It's very, very possible. You might get used to just kind of running over people using certain builds. I mean, for instance, in my ladder play, I've got a ZVZ build that's really good. I have a really high win rate with it when I ladder. I hop over onto the Heart of the Swarm beta, where I run into legit pros on occasion. Not the same win rate. So I think it's a pretty comparable analogy.
I love playing Heart of the Swarm, Ben. I actually think I'm going to play some Heart of the Swarm tonight and stream it. I played 3 games yesterday. Won them all 3. Decided I'm still pretty good. Went to the gym and played Dota.
Not bad.
What a perfect day. I'm sure that everybody at home knows the feeling. It's like, I should probably practice some. Then you play 3 games, you win them all 3. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. You say, hey, you're still pretty good.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I sit down, usually at my computer here at the office. I just fire up StarCraft, play a ladder game, I win. Still got it. Yeah. Let's go play some League of Legends.
I would never play League of Legends. It's a good feeling.
League of Legends is a fun game. You shouldn't be such a hater.
I don't know. I'm sorry, bro.
Dota's a fun game, too. I've been playing some Dota myself. I'm awful at it. Probably the worst player to ever touch Dota. Except I'm really good with Lion.
We saw, by the way, a CC opening first for Puma over here, Ben, in the left bottom side of the map. Well, of course, for June, everything is going standard. You know, Ben, it's kind of sad that you didn't play with me the one Dota game I played yesterday. I played a game with a guy who was good. I have never, and I've played a lot with Dota pros in the past, but this guy was so ridiculously good. Like, he wasn't in my lane, so I don't know how stupid my teammate was, and I actually don't think it was his fault, because I have never seen one guy dominate a game that hard with Leshrac. He was he had like a 12-minute Bloodstone and Power Threat. 12 minutes. He was level 21 when the second highest level in the game, which was me, was level 12.
What the hell?
Yeah, this best player I've ever played against, and then he just got Blink Dagger, Bloodstone, and he killed everybody.
You played against Dindy.
Yeah,
Smurf.
It must have been. He was so unbelievably good. I was like, wow. I wasn't even mad or something. I was just like, wow.
The Baby Knight's like, let's play some Dota on NA.
Yeah. I don't know. It was something like that. This guy was insanely good. Like, you can have a good game. Like, I can have a good game and dominate a pop, and it doesn't mean much. But this guy was unreal. Anyways, let's talk about StarCraft.
I don't think I've ever had a good game at Dota. No, I've had that one game with Tiny. That was the best game ever played, man.
Yeah, this guy. Okay. We can tell the story later, man. Let's focus on the StarCraft. As the first 2 Hellions are making their way across the map. Of course, we saw Puma landing the starport as well, ending that tech lab with the starport. So first Banshees are on the way. Hopefully Hyun is going to be a little bit better prepared this time. It's going to be even, well, I guess a little bit easier on Daybreak, as there are not 2 entrances to this base, only 1. Unless you consider this one as well, but then you still have to come via the natural.
Look at the great Overlord spread we're already seeing from TSL Hyun. Just check out his vision, man. He has great knowledge of every path along the map.
I'm kind of sad. I really think that Daybreak would be a better map, man, if these spots weren't there. I feel they make it too easy for a Zerg to see early aggression incoming.
You mean those squares that say put your overlords here?
Yes. Yeah, literally. I'm surprised that Blizzard did not put a sign, Overlord here, with a big ass arrow. That's the only thing that I'm... Because I really feel, because then actually you can open up in different ways in Daybreak, and you can try to sort of sneak out something, maybe put on some mini aggression and stuff. Anyways, the first Roach is taking control of this Zelnaga watchtower and is going to scare these Hellions away. Hyun made, well, quite a few Roaches. Well, he actually has 8 Roaches, but this time he's going to use them in a defensive manner rather than rallying them across the map. He has 4 Roaches here now, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
It's going to be a little bit difficult for Puma to be as effective with his early game harass, but he's also not committing to it quite as hard. Pulls out almost immediately. Banshee once again being very annoying. Is there cloak this time? Nope. There's no cloak this time. So we just see Puma kind of dancing around, killed a couple of drones and then backed off. And Kev, just to speak to what we were talking about before with Daybreak and Vision and things like that, I would love to see more ladder maps and competitive maps that don't have Zelnaga towers. Yeah. I love the...
It makes the game so much harder, it's insane.
Right, I mean, I like the concept of the Zelnaga tower. It's cool, you know, we've been there, but the fact of the matter is it gives you one spot that you have to control to see a whole lot of the map, and that really, in my opinion, lowers the skill required to play the map.
It forces you to make so much more actions, or at least put units on patrol on certain areas if you want to see the same amount as one single Zelnaga watchtower. I just think it makes the game way too easy. And I do feel that like the whole purpose while designing StarCraft 2 was all about vision and high ground vision and all that stuff. That's kind of the basic concept of this RTS, so I guess that's why Blizzard put the Zelnaga watchtowers in it. But in the face of StarCraft 2 where we are right now, I think that it would really increase the skill that's required from certain players if we would remove those Zelnaga watchtowers. And certain playstyles, it's going to be so much harder.
Yeah, I completely agree. To be fair, if you did take out Zelnaga towers, it might make it a little bit too hard for the other races, the non-Zerg races, because Zerg still does have creep.
Yeah, but Zerg is also the race that 9 out of 10 times control the Zelnaga watchtowers.
Another really good valid point.
Because they have the cheapest units and they can always just have a link.
Yeah, and they typically have the easiest map control. Hellions going to go ahead and harass these Queens once again. Queen's going to try and focus the Banshee. Great micro by Puma. Just trying to keep his units alive as long as possible. Loses a Hellion or 2, but keeping the Banshee alive. Banshee only has 2 kills on it right now, but she's given so much vision, so much scouting, so much map control.
Hyun's economy ban is insanely good this game. Of course, Puma went up to 3 bases, pretty much uncontended as well. Hyun, well, you didn't see it. How did you not see it? You have a Zergling here.
He saw the command center when it was floating, so I mean he's supposed to know it's there.
Okay. You know, like imagine if there was a Zelnaga watchtower here, guys, he would see this. Now he needs to make an action to see it.
That's it. Well, yeah, just
valid
one more point. And speaking of the economy, Kevin, this is what happens when Zergs go unchecked. Puma did some really effective harass on our last map. This time, no such luck, and that means that we've got a very comfortable Hyun here in the mid game.
2 upgrades on the way.
2 upgrades, Baneling speed. He's got 90 drones, several hatcheries. He can make as much of as much of whatever he wants, quite frankly.
95 drones.
If he wasn't supply blocked, that is, which is an awful time to be supply blocked.
95 drones sounds ridiculous to me. It is. He's making 11 overlords now at once. Probably gonna make a few more. Soon he's like, I could swear I made some overlords, man. I could swear I made some overlords, man.
This will be enough overlords to ensure that he doesn't get supply blocked for the rest of the game, unless he loses some.
More than just some. Fortunately for him, Puma was not really committing to this. He's gonna lose one more overlord, but he doesn't even have to remake one to still not be supply blocked. He has enough Banelings out right now, Ben, as well. And Baneling speed is almost on 48 Marines. Is a lot, though. Where are all those 48 Marines? What's them over here?
Yeah, when you play StarCraft, do you find that like late game when you're maxed out, you still make pylons just kind of instinctively?
Yeah, if I make like another additional base, because I think as pros you kind of need to do it as well. But I always make like Nexus, pylon, gas. That's like.
I know, like when I my actions are kind of automated. I inject, I spread creep, and I make overlords. So sometimes I'll finish games with like 70 overlords.
Nah, I wouldn't make that overlord. I'm not you. One Banshee does.
Just manages to slide in the backhanded comment there at the end of that.
Nah, I know what you mean though. I think a lot of people do that, but I wouldn't make a ridiculous amount of planets. Oh, Zergling's kind of just on move command there, Ben. He's gonna lose quite a few links.
And Puma drops a big stem. Actually, that stem Maybe not worth it. It's going to drain a lot of medevac energy.
I think for as well, these mutas gonna fly.
Oh,
no!
Definitely worth it now. Oh my goodness, Hyun.
5, 6.
Painful mistake there.
Wow, look at the units lost research step once more, Ben. How is Puma so incredibly cost effective with his units?
He's just got great control, Kev, and he's so smart about how and when he engages. Has to be careful not to run into these banelings. He sees them.
Oh, it's going to be a great sandwich, Ben. It's going to be a Zerg sandwich.
Units coming in from every angle. Puma's going to have to do some nice splitting, fall back to his siege tanks. I feel like he's backed himself into the corner, though. Pretty good micro from Puma. Holy cow, he's going to make this as effective as he possibly can. Wow. Is he going to survive?
Puma is actually going to hold this.
Are you kidding me? Incredible play by Puma.
That's so sick.
Are you serious?
Are people still questioning if Puma is still a top Terran player, man? That's sick. That wasn't even his whole maxed out army.
Unbelievable. My God, man. This is the two-time NASL champion.
Look at the Marines, man. All of them have so many kills. This entire group of Marines has like 6, 6, 7, 8, 4, 3 kills. Crazy splitting. We can take another look at that, man, while the action is still going on.
Yeah, we'll take another look at it here.
Maybe at the end of the game.
Okay, we're going to look at it right now because it was just that damn awesome. Puma just making it work. You guys can see the live game right now in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there. But look at this Marine splitting. What is going on right now? Just awesome. Great play by Puma. Back over to the live feed. Puma did finally lose.
He lost a lot of units to a couple of burrowed banelings. That was actually a fantastic play by Hyun. A lot of Marines did blow up, but Puma is still splitting his units fantastically, Ben.
Yeah, still sitting on about a 30 supply lead. Finally, the last of these Marines going to be forced to lift up and evacuate. But just the damage, Kev. The damage. You shut down a base. Now, granted, Hyun still has a ton of drones and still has money at all of his bases, so his income is very healthy. But Puma just doing everything right. He's got 2-2 done.
Infestors are on their way, and after this game is done, guys, I will immediately load up the replay and show you guys what you perhaps sort of missed, because I was also kind of looking at the instant replay, because that was great burrow baneling play by Hyun, which is something he really needed. A lot of Marines blew. I don't know if you heard the sound of it, Ben, but it was a big one.
Yeah, I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Puma still pushing. Now, Hyun not out of this game by a long shot. He's got Infestors popping out, Greater Spire finishing up. And again, his economy is still so super strong. And if he can secure a 4th and maybe a 5th base, he's going to be pretty happy making it. Oh, wow.
Sick fungal as well.
Fungal you could ever ask for. And a lot of Marines going to get cleaned up right there. That's probably the first major mistake Puma's made this game, allowing his units to clump like that.
Thanks to so exposed. He still has quite a healthy supply lead.
But he's losing very, very valuable and important siege tanks.
That is true, but he is forcing a cancel on this 4th base for what it's worth.
Yeah, that's another really good point. That drop's going to make its way over the back of the
nice
third
fungals over here as well, man.
As Hyun is going to try to push across the bottom half of the map, as Puma has another double drop moving out around the top half of the map. That's going to make its way over to the main base, so really starting to tax Hyun's multitasking a little bit here.
Scan kind of gives it away, though. Hyun instantly puts his queens into position, and Puma worried about that because there was a spore crawler as well, so wise decision by Puma. Medevac is going to get out, as most of these infestors are low in energy right now. Crazy game once more. 8 PM right now. Wow, Hyun cruising around 450.
Yeah, spiking up over 700 points.
That has to be rigged.
That's from holding down E and more of those banelings. But still incredibly fast play from Hyun as he continues to make his way around the map with Zergling Infestor. Still hasn't made any Brood Lords, but the first 9 Corruptors in production. Main base officially mined out for Hyun. So this is the point in the game where he has got to secure a new expansion.
I find it crazy that he mined out this main before Puma.
Puma's just so good about where he drops those mules, man.
Puma will forever scan this area right now. He doesn't want to have the same thing happening
Drop up in the
twice.
back of the main right now. How in the world does Puma find an opening with all these spores around? What is he going to go for? He's going to pick off these drones mining gas and then target down the spawning pool. Hyun is coming back as quickly as he possibly can, but I don't think he's going to get there. Pool does fall. These Marines left to die, but mission accomplished. That's a very critical engagement there. And Puma now going to push across the bottom half of the map. Every unit he kills is going to be so hard to replace, as that spawning pool, Kev, will not be done for another minute.
Puma is playing so well. Hyun is really doing a good job hanging in there as well, but as long as Puma has an army supply lead, he has to feel comfortable. But man, he only has 2 Vikings on the map. 2 more Vikings are on the way, so he's slowly but steadily preparing for that Broodlord transition. If all those drones fall, by the way.
This expansion, oh man, Hyun cannot afford to lose it. He is trying to secure a new base in the middle of the map, but
here come the Broodlords though. If he cleans up that army without losing too much, it's of course going to be very tough. How many Marines do we have? We don't have that many Marines with his army.
60 Marines total.
Yeah, but they are not all here, that's for sure.
A lot of them are back at the center expansion.
Hyun, you really have to make something happen. You cannot just let this entire army escape, no? He's too worried about this
there's any
drop.
way for him to really catch it, Kev. I mean, the Broodlords are just so slow. Vikings are finally going to come forward and start chipping away at these Broodlords.
Nibbling away.
Glimmering away.
Well, the war of the Marines. Infested Terrors fighting a couple of Stim Marines. Stim Marines did came out victorious.
Stim does win that battle.
Queen focusing the wrong.
Every little engagement just pulls Hyun out of position, and every time Puma advances his own position. Now he's going to be able to get within range of this base in the middle of the map, but he's going to stim forward. Very dangerous engagement with Broodlords there. And Zergling's going to come crashing and everything. Tanks are a little bit out of position and unsieged. Banelings crashing into everything. Puma trying to hold position behind these tanks, and
the
kind
of
making succeeds, but the Broodlings, you're right.
It's impossible for those Marines to get really under their Broodlord. And those Infestors really scaring the Marines as well. It was a great fight for you. He took out all the Vikings as well. Corruptors are so good against pretty much everything that's in the air.
Yeah, Hyun really hanging in there, playing a great defensive game of StarCraft. Don't know how he's doing it. I would have crumbled ages ago.
A lot of comments that's going up right now for Puma, who had some additional minerals to spare. He has a lot of gas as well. Andre would be slightly disappointed about the gas timings in this game, because they are a little bit off.
3 medevacs full of Marines making their way over to the main base. Might try to target down that hive. They're going to unload very quickly, and again managing to get their payload out before the spores shoot anything down. But great fungals and all on top of everything. And that is a lot of Marines just kind of wasted. But again, at the same time, pushing in the middle of the map, Puma never does one thing at a time. Picks off that base once more, threatening the one in the bottom right as well.
Puma doesn't do 2 things at once, man. He does 3 or 4. Puma said, like, what is it what you guys
30.
say? Never create 1 problem, but create 2 for your opponent. What if I create 3 or 4? The
What if I just attack all the bases?
Yes. Puma is like this little kid from the meme. Attack all the bases.
To be fair, Hyun is matching
job.
his pace just miraculously. Every time he loses a base, he builds 2 more. And but you can really see it taxing him as his money is as low as it's been all game long. Puma also needs to secure a new expansion as his main is mined out. His natural more or less mined out. Really needs to, third also pretty much mined out. So he's got to take top left. And one thing that's definitely working in Hyun's favor in the long term, Kevin, is because these bases have been so denied, they have so much money left over.
So true. If we take a look at the units lost resource tab, we can still see that Hyun lost slightly more than Puma, but not by a large margin anymore. Well, once upon a time, Ben, it definitely was a large margin. Puma's going to send that 1 herded medevac home. Man, soon. Thor is here.
Yeah, a couple of Thors are being
do the
produced
Thor voice?
now. Thor is here.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. The Muslim is really good with those kind of voices too. I'm so sad I can't do it. I don't know why. Oh, my voice always sounds the same. So sad.
That's how I feel, man. My accents are pretty much all the same.
I know I have like 1 or 2 that I can do, but the Thor is definitely not one of them. So sad.
Right
So
now,
sad.
Puma working on that max 194 supply. Hyun also working on a max of his own. Has more or less been mining on this bottom right expansion for a couple minutes now, so his financial situation much better than it was moments ago. He's also securing a new base in the middle of the map. So things once again perhaps getting kind of dicey for Puma, Kev.
12 infestors, man, against 18 Vikings. It's all going to come down to that Viking control. Vikings, they love to clump up. It always seems like Tom Cruise is flying in front of the rest of the fleet, and the rest of the fleet likes to stay close to Tom Cruise because then they feel safe. But if Tom Cruise gets fungled, man, they get fungled as well.
Tom Cruise. Never mind.
Tom Cruise does not get fungled.
I was going to say something else.
my shoulder kind of hurts.
Puma is taking that top left base, and there's a planetary there. It's going to be pretty hard for Hyun to do anything about, but Hyun is just kind of moving towards ultimate in-game Zerg army, and this is so hard for Terrence to deal with. I think, honestly, Ghosts and Nukes probably need to be added to the mech.
Yeah, I was wondering about that before as well. I would really love to see a couple of colored ghosts around the map, just to create additional problems. Puma is so good at multitasking, so controlling 1 or 2 clothed ghosts at the same time shouldn't be all that hard. This is kind of intimidating though, man. All these brood lords and queens and infestors and corruptors as well.
Yeah, this
How
is
do you deal with
just massive Zerg army. 12 brood lords, 10 corruptors, 16 infestors.
And this corruptor's gonna have sick armor upgrades as well. It's gonna be 1 too soon. Vikings just now starting their upgrade. It's gonna be well, 1-0 soon and 1-1 in a little while. First we have the Thors with good upgrades.
Oh yeah, those corruptors don't want to clump up. The Thors will actually do a lot of damage. And Vikings don't want to go too far forward, of course, because of the...
Why no missile turrets, man? Do you understand? There are a couple of them.
And here we go. Big fight starting to sort of engage. Corruptors squaring off against these Vikings. Thor's doing tons of splash damage. Infested Terrans going down in mass, and it's hard to see who's going to come out ahead of this one. Supplies are staying pretty even. 130 on either side. Hyun feels like he's starting to pull ahead, though.
So many infested Terrans, man. I think he will, certainly, because he has 3,000 minerals. He can remax if Puma's going to lose this base.
Wow,
18
unbelievable.
corruptors.
Puma playing just a flawless game, but Hyun matches it punch for punch. And the production tab shows us a huge reload on those corruptors. 18 corruptors, like you said, Kev, means that Puma has no chance of controlling the skies. He also has no money, Kev, and with no money, you can't make...
No money, no honey.
No money.
No honeys.
I would say no money, no problems, but I feel like Puma's got big problems right now.
How can you say no money, no problem?
Because it's mo money, mo problems.
Nah, that's wrong. Everyone knows that song. It's wrong.
Well, all I know is that's a lot of problems.
And that's a lot of problems for Puma, that's what I know. And you know how he got those problems? Because of the money of Hyun. So maybe it is right. More money, more problems if the other guy has more money. In that way it is right. 5 broodlords are on the field right now, but as you said, man, there are 15 corruptors, 23 overlords. That's a lot of overlords.
Against 16 Vikings, and that's just not enough when Fungal's in the mix. Might not even be enough without Fungal being a factor.
This medevac dies as well. Final scan is going down. How many Vikings are there? We have 21 Vikings right now, but it's going to be so tough for Puma, as he's so broke.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really a whole lot that he can do from this position. He's mined out 3 bases completely.
19 more banelings. That's kind of risky as well, though. If I was Hyun, I would be sort of careful. Because you don't just waste all those banelings. A lot of corruptors flying in right now. They're going to fight the Vikings without infestor support.
Infestors are going to come forward. A couple Fungals going down. Puma's trying to micro, but I just don't think there's anything you can do, Kevin. This Zerg army is just way too strong. What a great game this was on Daybreak. Puma really impressing me, but at the end of the day, it's Hyun who takes it. GG is called. And we have one more game.
That was it. It's been a long night, man, but this has been one of the best games of the night without a shadow of a doubt. I would still like to show that baneling once more, but we were looking at the instant replay. We kind of made a small mistake, so I'm just going to load it up real quick. So we're going to have to talk for 30 seconds. Is that okay with you, Ben?
You fast forward right through it. I'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, iBuyPower PCs, for putting on that game. iBuyPower PCs, the PCs that power the North American Star League. If you're in the market for a gaming PC or notebook, head over to iBuyPower.com.
Go buy some power.
Where you can buy all the power. We're going to show you guys the clip from the Burrowed Banelings when we get back from this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Game 3, Rothy's highlights and our final thoughts when we return.